So then I found this picture, and I'm like, what is that? And I zoomed in, and look at that. There be the ladder. So I wonder what lucky person gets to take that home. That ladder thing still ticks me off beyond belief. I cannot believe that they did not just test that thing right and left for everything on it. I mean, there had to be fingerprints. The ladder was laying down, you guys. There had to be fingerprints on it. Okay, here's my question. If those frats, and I'm sure the sorority had, little bouts in it too, were over there messing with that house, peeing on the side of the house, what would make them steer away from that ladder? Why was that ladder so, I don't know, like it was like almost a, what was it? It was like almost a symbol, like it was a symbol or something. It was like, like, I'm just going to say the cross just because I can't think of anything at the moment, but like, say when like someone puts their arms like the cross, like stay back, like that, like I'm actually doing my arms right now as I'm talking to you. Bring, like, stay back. Or even if your halt, like put your hand up to halt in front of you, like no. Or, like what they always say, talk to the hand because the face don't understand. Or something like that. But was that what that ladder was? Is that why that ladder was not touched? What? It's almost like there was this freaking force field, like this electric fence around that ladder. Why was not that ladder messed with? With the frats grabbing it and doing whatever, or hauling over to their house because they needed a ladder to whatever. How did that ladder stay so, just like this, I don't even know what to call it. It's boggling my mind. This ladder's boggling my mind. And it's so, what scared them about that ladder? That's what it is. What about that ladder scared them that they did not even touch it? You gotta know. Those frats would have been all up on that ladder. I mean, if they're going up there and peeing on the house and on the fence and they're messing around and spitting on things, why was the ladder protected? Did the ladder come to life whenever they walked towards it and go, rah? What was it about that ladder? What is it about that ladder? Not what was it about that ladder, because that ladder is safe. That ladder is safe and sound somewhere. It was safe before they even started demolishing the house. Look at it. It's right there. Right here. Right there up against that house. Safe and sound. Out of the way of all the demolishing of the house. All the boards, all the electrical, all the I don't know, the rebar, the cement, all the stuff coming out of there, coming down around it. Nope, it's safe. Down in this little cubby hole down there, up against the house, as if watching all of this happen. That's what that ladder's doing. It's watching. Oh my God, I just got the chills. Like back in the old days, way old days, back when the castles, and they had those gargoyles that sat up, the cement, they made out of cement and stuff that they would, or whatever they made them out of back then. And they would be up on top, all around the top of the castle roof there. You don't really call it a roof, I don't think, but anyway, you know what I mean. And they'd be crouched down, and someone would have wings on the back, like they'd be crouched, like ready to fly, jump up and fly at any given moment to come down and protect that castle. Is that what that ladder is? Is that ladder, or was that ladder? Or maybe is that ladder still protecting it? What is about that ladder? I mean, this is far-fetched, way far-fetched, and it's just a question. It's just you know, just a thought. Could that ladder have had some type of pinpointed little bit, like teeny weeny camera in it? I'm probably not, because it's in the elements and stuff. But could it maybe have had? I mean, I know that's way far-fetched. So maybe just screw that type thing. But something about that ladder is just something's not right. Look at it. Look at it right there. That weak little ladder that holds maybe 200 pounds, maybe a little bit more. Warning, do not climb on top step. Could be dangerous. You know, all that good stuff. Make sure it's all totally folded out and the things are locked down on the sides so that, you know, it doesn't, you know, bend itself back and you fold itself up accidentally while you're on it. You know, all those good warning things, all those things you get you get with a ladder. You know, don't step beyond the top step. You know, the step below the top step. Don't ever step on top of the top step. All that good stuff. You know, steps slippery when wet. Be careful. You know, they're very slippery on aluminum ladders like that. Do not use on a flat surface. Don't, always use on a flat surface so it's a very steady and it doesn't rock, and tip you over. I mean, there's all sorts of things, it comes with the safety of a ladder. But what about the protection of a ladder? Who is that ladder protecting? Because that ladder is protecting somebody, hands down. It was almost like, it really was. It was like a gargoyle sitting outside that house. Like, don't you even come near this house because maybe we know who you are. We will, whatever. I don't know. Someone used that ladder because that ladder was on its side, laying down on its side through every cam we've seen. There are only a couple of them, but even the pictures of, the parties and all the stuff, we saw where that ladder was. It was laying on the side of the house where it was still on that side of the house, but it was standing up. And not only did they just leave it there, but they tied the freaking crime scene tape around it. I mean, it's a ladder outside of a crime scene. Right next to the side of the house, where there's windows to where two of them were killed. That ladder was not important enough. Didn't jog their memory, jog their, what they've trained in, in all. I mean, I haven't even trained in this shit and I know this. All of you do. I'm pissed. I'm not only pissed that they didn't do something about this ladder, but why didn't Anne do something about this ladder? Why didn't she question the ladder? Why was that ladder left out in the elements, standing upside that house the whole entire time until this house came down? And then it was maybe it was handled with bare hands, but maybe it was handled with gloves. Maybe it was picked up, kind of, roughly, just tossed over there. Doesn't look like it to me, or maybe it was picked up gingerly with gloved hands and placed gently upside that house to watch over what was going on. Why is that ladder watching? And right down beside of it, up along the bottom part of it right there, that looks to me like that folding table, with their beer pong table. That's what that looks like to me. It might not be, but that's what it looks like to me. And can you imagine the fingerprints on that fucking table? Excuse my French. Oh my God, can you just imagine? Years and years ago, I'd love doing trivia stuff, and just all weird things like that. And one of the things that just stats of certain things were just weird ones, right? Well, one of them was, you remember when it all came out where if your toothbrushes, you want to keep them with somewhere where the, like when you flush the toilet, like all those spores or whatever comes up and gets on your toothbrush, that kind of stuff. Well, it was this study, or this, I don't know what you want to call it, probably a study, but where they did, they tested all these different surfaces, right? And because everybody was concerned about the bathroom and the toothbrushes and all that stuff getting on them. So they did all these studies about all these different places. Well, the place that got the worst samples of whatever on it, I mean, I'm talking some nasty stuff, was a frat house coffee table. That was where they found the most disgusting things when they took tests of it and tested it to see what was on that coffee table. There was urine, of course, fingerprints, saliva, DNA up the yin yang, feces, semen. Did I say that already? Urine, semen, feces, so, saliva, all that kind of stuff, amongst other things. So that table right there, that folding table, God only knows what's on that thing. Are they keeping, it's almost like, was that ladder a warning? Was that ladder a warning to keep your mouth freaking shut? That's what that ladder was. That is what that freaking ladder was, you guys. That was a warning. Look where it was facing. Look exactly where it was facing and where it stayed facing. It was facing hunters. It was facing Adams. It was facing Jacks. It was facing all those boys over there. And all those girls who came over and partied at this house. At 1122, king, queen, whoever, depending on who you are. That ladder was a warning. That ladder is still a warning, because they made it clear that this ladder was safe. Everybody saw this. Maybe not everybody wondered where the ladder went, because maybe not everybody's me and wants to know about where that ladder went and is so concerned about this ladder. But damn straight, those frat boys knew. They were concerned. They probably watched this. Or not this one, but they probably knew where that ladder ended up. Probably hoping it would end up in the landfill, right? But it didn't. No. That ladder is a warning to keep your fucking mouth shut. Every last one of you. Or else. This ladder has all of you on it. And if you don't keep your mouth shut, we're going to swab it. We're going to swab it like nothing's ever been swabbed before. And if your DNA isn't on there, we'll put it there. Warning, warning, warning. Zip it. If you have to, go get some freaking goon tape. We know where you can get some. Excuse me for my English today. I'm a little bit riled up. The ladder was the college kids ladder. That ladder had to be either the homeowner's ladder, or who I think it is I think it's the homeowner might have bought it, but I believe it belonged to Kane, because he's the property management for that area, for those houses, all those King Road houses, or all the King LLC houses for Dan's. I mean, he might be some of the other ones too, I don't know, but for that one I do know he is. But I'm thinking that's the ladder. That's his ladder. I mean, those college kids wouldn't have bought a ladder for anywhere. I mean, they wouldn't have bought the ladder. And I can pretty much guarantee that one. No, they wouldn't have bought that ladder, but they sure would have used that ladder. Yeah, I'm taking this off my other video, so I'm actually pausing it and talking into it as me today, instead of like me the other day, which is what I just was talking about, okay? So if you get confused, if I sound a little bit different, that's why. So, okay. I couldn't find any other ladder things, and this was the best one I could find, so I had to use my video, so. And I just had to get this out there. It's just been ticking me off. It's been bothering me about this ladder and where this ladder is now. You know, this ladder is under lock and key. It is safe and sound wherever it is. And I can pretty much guarantee it's not being used because it's probably, you know, literally wrapped in saran, whatever they're doing to protect whatever is on that ladder. Because that ladder is the only thing that's going to keep those guys shut, their mouths shut. Maybe that ladder is in a vacuum sealed cabinet that is stuck up on a wall somewhere, a much traveled wall in that university halls, in those university halls. Maybe, you never know. You never know. Maybe they hung it from the ceiling. Obviously vacuum sealed. Didn't want to lose any of that evidence on there, right? Now, I don't know how fast evidence gets lost being out in the elements like it was out there the whole time. But it's a toss-up, you know, whether you believe it is or whether you believe it isn't. It could be, and maybe it isn't, and maybe it's not. It doesn't happen at all if it's out in the elements. Maybe they go away. I don't know. But I bet you those guys who have touched that ladder aren't going to take any chances. No, they're not. No, they're not. I'm sure they got their schooling paid and all that good stuff. I mean, look at what Reed got. Look at Hunter. Reed got 10,000. Hunter only got 5. So Reed's a big boss man over there. Yeah, big boss man Reed. Did you guys ever see his interview? What a little smug jerk. Just a literally smug, like sarcastic asshole. That's what it looked like to me. And very sus is the guy that was standing next to him. And he was so sus. I mean, when Reed started to say something, that guy looked at him like, gave him the look. Trust me, it was the look. I should do a video on that one. A slow-mo on that, because I'll tell you, that look told you something. Told you something good, told you something bad, told you something you better not do it, you better not say it, better not get it out there. That look was all that and then some. It was wild. The look actually scared me. I seriously, that look actually scared me. I would have done what that guy said, seriously, at that point in time. Okay, back to this. Look at that protected thing. All that huge machinery around it, and it's just watching. No, not a care in the world. Kicking back. Just like the person that, stands up against the house with his leg crossed and his arm over, like on his hip or in his pocket or whatever. Just leaning up against the house, chewing on a piece of straw. Or, spitting and chewing, whatever. Just hanging out. Not a care in the world. Watching what's going down. Watching what's coming down. Watching what's falling down. Watching what's being lost. Watching what's being covered up. Watching all the evidence go away. But it doesn't matter to that ladder. Because that ladder has everything it needs. Everything it needs. It's got a protector. It's got a protector. It's got a boss man. It's got Daddy Green. Ain't nothing going to happen to me when I got Daddy Green around. Can guarantee that. I wonder if Daddy Green plays beer pong. Maybe he has a party once a month for all the frat boys and girls. Sorority girls. I don't know, maybe. You never know. He was taking shots with them and everything, which I think is really weird. And I think it's really interesting how I didn't make those Daddy Green things up. I didn't make any of that stuff up. Those were the sorority girls that made that up and put that out there, not me. I just took it from their TikToks. Thank you to you girls for that. Brought a whole new light to things to me. I mean, I kind of figured something like that, but I never had any, never had anybody else, confirmed kind of like my thoughts. I mean, I can't prove any of that, but I mean, it's like just my thoughts about what was going on around there. But thanks to you guys, girls. All right. Kicking back ladder. Not a care in the world. See, even look at the shadows on the side of the wall. You can see, like, I see a person screaming down at the bottom, right here. Looking down at them, screaming at them. Stop! What are you doing? Stop! I see one right here. Looking out towards Jack and Adam's house. That one doesn't have an eye on one part and kind of an evil eye on the other part. Or it could be, it also could be an Indian spirit. Looks like, kind of like it with the hair, you know, like a medicine man or something. Maybe wounded from battle, maybe. That one's really prominent to me, man. It looks like she's just screaming at him. That's just wild. It looks like there's an orb up here underneath where that house roof is right there. Underneath that black part. Or it could be both. Could be a spirit and an orb. The purple with the lights looks kind of neat down there. Protection. This is a great photo of this. Look at that ladder, just looking at those huge pieces of equipment, vehicles, machinery there. Just watching. Just watching. It's even kind of, look at this, it's even kind of tilted towards him. Look at that. Oh, they've removed the thing on the bottom, so that's no longer there. Look at how, so that ground, look at it's even now. You notice that? It was down in a ditch before, down in a little cubby hole. Now they built this ground up, and it's like, or they filled that ground in, whatever. So that ladder's either been moved. The ladder had to have been moved at some point when they were doing that, because the table's gone too. But look at that. It's even sturdier now. It's even more. It's even happier now. It's made friends with these guys. You might even have lunch with them. You never know. I don't know. Doesn't look to be like in any, you know, concern about its safety or anything around these big things. I mean, that'd be kind of scary for a little thing like that, right? Not a chance in the world. Protected. Look at that big hole back there, you guys. Did you guys notice that? Look at that huge hole down in there. I didn't notice that before. Whoa. And it looks like there's one behind it too, like upward where that fence, like the chain fence is up there. It looks like there's a separate hole, like there's a wall in between the two of them. Hold, like, wow. That's so wild. That looks like my kitten was little. My kitten's a Russian blue. And she used to lay with her arms out of boxes and like hang her legs over. That looks like her right there. Maybe I'll overlay a picture on it so you can see what I'm talking about. But yeah, look at that. That is a hole in there. No wonder. See, remember when they were doing this and that excavator was falling in, like it was almost tipping over because of this hole, because it was sinking. There we go, filling up the hole. Well, that sounded bad. Oh well. This one is my favorite image that I saw in here, and it just, you know, I even saw some. I'm even seeing more angels right now. Wow. Okay, there's actually an angel sitting on the bucket of that. I mean, the bucket claws could actually be a wing if you looked at them like in a diagonal type form. But right here, the white with it looks like a girl sitting at like a table and her dress is hanging down. Even she has feet at the end of her gown. And those could be her wings sideways. She's got long blonde hair. And that could be a wing of another one. It could be, yeah. Look at that. There's another wing up top, like over top. Like there's two wings coming out. Wow. But this one right here, her standing behind that driver, guiding him, probably keeping him safe, probably is the one that kept him from tipping over. I mean, they don't want any more people, you know, perishing there. They're not mean people. They're not. I mean, these are beautiful kids, beautiful young adults. I mean, I'm sure they were protecting whoever was doing this. I mean, I'm sure not everybody is totally corrupt in this whole thing. I mean, yeah, these guys probably have worked for them and done stuff for them before, but you know, you have to, you work, you have jobs to do. I mean, you can't turn everything down, right? But I just think this one is just amazing. This one, this angel right here. Wow. Okay, I'm leaving it at that. All these angels in this picture. Amazing. There's even an angel standing up on the hill over here. Dang. Another angel down here. And shadow of the angel in the dirt over there on the mound all the way to the left. Wonder what they're doing all over there at Jack's house. I didn't notice that till just now, too. There's big old lights there. They were coming around the back, weren't they? Remember when... that's what they were doing. They fixed that road, made an easement road, which I think is... Okay, so in the very beginning, I remember something about this. Let me check and make sure I got enough room here. Hold on.